Hello, ladies. Hold on one second. I'm trying to see what the heck happened here. For some reason, my internet is not right. Oh well. Hopefully it's going to work okay. I have it hard line. I have a hard line connected and up there it goes. Okay, good. So I hope everybody's doing good. Tonight, I wanted to introduce you to the Zoo Crew. It is a really cute stamp set. Let's pull it out here. Has such cute little animals. Little llama, turtle. What's that? A skunk. I'm using the raccoon and the leopard, I guess that is, and the crocodile or alligator. And then they each have dies to cut them out. Now, with these dies, so we have the designer series paper, and let me just see. I'm going to just pull one out here so you can see. For instance, the little alligator or crocodile, you can use the die to cut it out of the designer series paper. Hey, dude, that's fine. Okay. And I believe if we go through this paper, here's the raccoon. You can die cut him with the dies. Here's the llama. Oh, right here too. You can die cut that. So the paper coordinates with your dies. Here's the turtle. And then there's other little animals that you can use. So one side has the animals, the other side is black and white. Okay? Really cute paper. So I decided to create my cards tonight using the Zoo Crew flowered paper, but I'm also using the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 designer series paper that coordinates with the beautiful balloons, because I used this banner here for the inside of this card. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Karen. Yes, I do see your name. All right, so that is what we are going to do. So, like I said, this is the Bright and Beautiful paper that I'm using. I'm using the lemon lime twist. Make sure I got that right. Yep, lemon lime twist. And then the banner from the balloons. For this one, I grabbed the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper, and you'll notice I did color a few of the centers and the leaves on a couple of the flowers, just so it wasn't completely black and white. And then for the inside, I just added a strip of the starry sky with my sentiment and the music notes. Okay, and then I have this cute little box, little birthday box with the raccoon. It's decorated on all sides, and I'll just take this off here. Let's see if it's stuck. Yes, it is. Let me just pull that out. But it opens up with a large flap, and then you can add your goodies on the inside. Just a quick and easy little box. And I didn't even have a chance to run to the store to get anything to put in it today. Ended up working in the yard again, trying to get the yard together. This time of the year is so hard because I haven't, added chores. And I got attacked by the rose bush. So if you see any cuts, that's what it's from. I was trimming the rose bushes. So let's start with this card here. We're going to use some lemon lime twist, and I'm cut it 11 by 4 1/4, and we scored it at 5 1/2. Okay, so there's our card base. Hey Dawn, hey Kathy. Day was very productive actually. I like when I get a lot done during the day, and today was one of those days. So it was really good. Thank you for asking. All right, then we're going to use Starry Sky, 5 1/4 by 4, and we are just going to adhere that to the front of the card. And then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper from the Zoo Crew, and this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Yes, it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some lemon lime twist, and I'm just going to pick out a few flowers and color in the leaves just to add some color to the background. Now we know our image is going to go here, so I'm just going to do a couple on the outside, and that looks good. And then for the inside of the flower, I'm doing light polished pink, and then leaving the rest of the flower just white. So I just wanted a touch of color to the Designer Series paper. You don't really, it doesn't pop out and say wow, but you know it's there. So let's adhere these together. So I hope everybody had a good day today. I have to say, I have had the air conditioners on because it was pretty warm, like stifling warm. And today when I took Sheba out, it was about, I don't know, 6:30, 6:15, 6:30. And there was frost outside. Hi, Margaret. Thank you. There was frost outside today, and I had the air conditioners on. Bill woke up, he was freezing, so we put on our electric fireplace and turned the air conditioners off. How crazy is that? He's not feeling too bad, Karen. Thanks for asking. He's a little banged up. He fell a few times this week. So it's been a rough week for him. All right. So then I punched a circle with the new circle punch. That is 2 3/8 of an inch. And I'm looking around to see what the heck I did. Oh, here it is, right here. This is the new circle punch. It's 2 3/8 inch diameter circle. And then I pulled my layering circle dies out, and I die cut a scallop circle. And I know these are no longer available, but I like them, so I'm going to hold on to them. And I die cut a circle measuring 2.5 inches. Now, before we do anything, I am going to just grab a piece of scrap paper, and I could have die cut the circle from lemon lime twist, but I decided to do it in the white, and grabbed my lemon lime twist ink pad, and I am just going to blend some color on the circle. Now know that when you're blending, if you do it with your silicone mat, which I should have pulled in, it will actually, believe it or not, it blends so much better. Even if you use a glass desktop blotter, I have one underneath here, and the ink, this ink right here, would be on your glass, and it would continue to pull that ink onto the surface, and you get such a nice blend of color. Okay, So let's put that aside, get rid of our blending brush for now. And now I have just a lemon lime twist circle. And we are going to grab the musical notes and some memento. And we are just going to stamp some musical notes right along the top. And then we're going to adhere this to our starry sky scallop. Okay. We'll just give that a second to dry. Now we're going to grab that little ballerina. And we're going to ink her up and give it a stamp. Now, like I said, these dies are just perfect. It's a nice, perfect fit. And I know everybody knows how to die cut, but I just want to show you. It just lines up perfectly. And I like to just grab a bit of washi tape. And then you're going to run it through. And it is a perfect little cut. All right. So let's just put that aside. I don't want to lose that die. We'll be using that paper again. So what I wanted to do with this one, I did actually, and let me see if I got rid of it. I may have. I think I did. I had colored this little person or this little animal completely, and it just was too dark for the front of the card. So I decided to take my copper clay Stampin' Right marker, and you'll notice that the tips changed. Let me just grab a piece of paper. They changed the markers. Here is an old Stampin' Right marker, and you'll see that it's actually a pen. So it writes just like a pen. So they changed it, and you can see right there that the nib is different, and it is a little wider than they were originally. I like the other one better because this is just a teeny tiny bit smaller than the nib on our blends. And if you need something that's finer, you won't get it in the Stampin' Right marker anymore. But with that said, I'm going to use this, and all I'm going to do, and this might not be the one I use, but that's okay. We're going to just color in her little spots. Just very quickly. Whoops. Just quick and easy. And then I'm going to grab, let's see what I did with it. I have so many blends out. I've been coloring so many different things. I have a whole basket of them here. All right, let's see. Let's see what this one is. That's dark. I don't want dark. I want light. Here we go. All right, so now that I have the little spots done, I'm just going to add some light gray granite under the neck. I have to add a little bit of shadowing under the arms, under the skirt. All right, just a little tiny bit. And then for the ears, I just decided to use some petal pink to color in the ears. Yes, I love the old tip too. Isn't it crazy, Margaret? And then when I decided to do the skirt, I was going to do it in blends. And again, I did do it in blends. And I should have kept it so I could have showed you. But I guess I threw it in the trash. I did not like the way it looked with blends. So I decided to pull out some pencils. And these are Prismacolor. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to quick color this skirt in just very lightly, just to give it a base color. And I'm not being fussy because we have to go over it a few different times, okay? See if I can get this pulled in. Is it still clear? If it isn't, I'll pull it back up, but I just want to give you a chance to be able to see. Now, looking at her skirt, when you see a mountain, like right here on her little tutu, that means that it's highlighted here. This little valley, sorry, I have to get a drink. The little valley, let me move it back over here. Right here, and here, and here, that is like when you have it, she's wearing a little skirt. That valley is going to be dark. All right, because the skirt is a hill, a valley, a hill, a valley. So what we're going to do is take our darkest color and we are going to add, and I'm just going to do lines right now. These are all the areas that we are going, and that one line, the artist got that one line right. And then we're going to add one here and one here, well, two, and one here. Okay, so those are all the valleys. And that is where our shadow is going to go. So I am just going to now darken that shadow up. And darken it. And I'm just making it a little bit wider as I make it darker. And one more. And then while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add some color on her waistband because she's rounded, she's not flat, and just that line. Now I'm going to take a mid-tone color and I am going to extend this color out on both sides. Of that dark line. So I'm just adding color on both sides. Okay, so there we have it. I'm just going to go back over with my shadow because I want that shadow to be darker. That darkest color. I want it to be nice and dark. I mean, if you want shadows, you have to have dark to see light, okay? And I'm just going to extend this out on her waist. Then I'm going to go back to the lightest color. And I'm going to fill this in. I'm actually going over everything I colored to blend all these colors together. So it just smooths everything out. Just going to turn it. I did go outside the line there. So now her little tutu is blue. All right. So there is her. Hello. Is it a necky? Ah, thanks, Karen. So there is her little skirt. Now I would go back in and add this mid-tone color again. Just to even out those colors a little bit. All right, then she has a cute little tutu. We can't forget about her ballet slippers, so I'm just going to do the dark color on each side and right along her leg on that shoe. And then I'm going to take the lightest color and I'm going to fill it right in. And then the same thing on here. I'm going to fill it right in with the lightest color. So now her little tutu is all done. So are her shoes. Let's add that pink that we did on our designer series paper to her flower. We can grab our circle and let's pop her up on this circle. All right, so we want it like that. Let's put her right there. All right, so now she's ready to go onto the front of our card. And I'm going to pop her up. Now, I am going, if you remember, you see here, I have the banner under, I'm going to move this back up. The banner under the circle. So we want to be able to tuck that banner top and bottom. So we just want to make sure that when we put our dimensionals on, they will not interfere with that banner that we want to tuck on under here, okay? Hopefully that's good. And we're just going to take this and lay it right here in the middle of the card. Here's the banner. This is a die that comes with the set. And all I did to stretch this banner is cut it in half. And we're just going to add a bit of glue. And we're going to just tuck it right under the top. I want to make sure it's straight because I don't think the one that the other card I did is straight. So that looks good. And then we're going to take the other half and we're going to lay it. I'm going to put it upside down so I can see if I can get it straight. We're just going to tuck it right under the bottom. So we just made that tiny little banner, a nice long banner. Yes, it actually does. It works very well. On my coloring class on Patreon, I do the pencils and the blender, and I do blends, I do prism. I was doing Copics, but I'm not sure how many people use Copics, because that's what I learned on. Here's that's one of my Copic colorings. Took a long time, but that's what I did with Copics, and it was fun. And I keep it right here so I can see it. It was long and long time it took me. All right, so here is a lemon lime twist ribbon, and it is in the new catalog, and it's called the Ribbon Duo Combo Pack, and it goes with this suite. The other one is petal pink and white. Thank you. All right, so we have, and I forgot all about doing the ribbon video. Actually, I didn't forget. I did a couple of videos for my Patreon group, and like I said, then I went outside and trying to get the outside done, and time just gets away for sure. All right, so we're just going to take this little bow. I just want to make sure it's nice and puffy. Actually, turn it a little bit. And grab a glue dot. And we're going to stick this right underneath her little ballet slipper. Just like that. Then I grabbed, let me see what I did with them. Oh, here they are. These little clear embellishments. I forgot to check to see if they're in the catalog. I do not think they are. But I'm going to put one up here in the corner, one over here by her hand, and then I'm going to grab two, and you just about see them. Two right down here in the corner. And that is the front of our card. Yes, I did. Yep, I did that with Copics. Crazy, right? It's amazing what you can do while coloring. All right, so let's work on the inside. So I have another lemon lime twist 5 1/4 by 4, and then I did a basic white 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And after I had the layer, let me see if I can get this out here. Don't want my dies to fall out. I grabbed this little wavy die and put it at the bottom of my basic white and just cut this off the bottom. Okay. just to change it up on the inside a little bit. Then I grabbed a piece of Starry Sky, and this is a quarter, and it should be 3 7/8. I'll probably have to trim it, but that's okay. But before we do that, let's grab our sentiment. And I'm going to grab, I think I did it in Memento. Just want to make sure I have this on straight. Okay. So we're going to ink this up. We'll put our sentiment right about here. Then I'm going to grab those musical notes again. Okay, they're not in the catalog. Okay, thank you, Do. And some lemon lime twist. I have so many embellishments that I'm trying to get rid of, or trying to use up, I should say, not get rid of. So, all right, so we're just going to add some musical dots around the sentiment, just so it's not so stark white. We're going to grab our little strip and add some glue. And we're going to lay this, I'm going to lay it on this side, right here at the bottom. And I'm just going to hold the layer up and push down on it so it's flush with the end. And make sure it's straight. I'm just going to take a hair off of this. Okay. We'll grab our lemon lime twist. We're going to add some seal so we don't see that adhesive, the liquid glue through the layer. And lay this down. All right, I'm going to trim it. It's just, I laid it down too thick. And then I'm going to take some twine and we're going to wrap it around the bottom of this card. Instead of using designer series paper, I decided to wrap it with a piece of twine. So I'm just going to first, I'm going to put a knot in the twine, because you know I don't like to wrap and tie bows. So as long as there's a knot there, it'll be easier to tie a bow. I'll just tie a bow quick. Now once you get it tied, if you straighten out your loops and put your finger on the knot, when you pull your tails, your loops should straighten out. Okay? So we'll just trim our little tails. It actually is nice and tight. So now we can add some glue. I'm going to add glue right by that string. Grab our card. And add it to the center. All right. So there is card number 1. Cute little guy, huh? I keep calling it a little guy. It's just so cute. All right, so let's jump to our second card. Now, I actually did die cut our little, I don't even know, crocodile, alligator, crocodinator. You can't really see his nose too well, so I'm not too sure what he is, but I did, hopefully I did for that. Yep, I die cut him out of the designer series paper. And we're starting with the lemon lime twist again, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. And don't worry about keeping track of your measurements. I will have a PDF in the group tomorrow. So there is our card base. Okay. And then, of course, we have to layer it up. And I have some Starry Sky, 5.25 by 4. And this is the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series 6 by 6 Designer Series paper. And this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So we're just going to adhere these 2 layers together. And now we're going to adhere this to the front of our card. And that looks pretty straight. Let's get this out of the way so we have more room. Okay, so there is the front of our card. Raise the camera. Okay. Is that better? Then I have some lemon lime twist. And this is 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. With another piece of the Bright and Beautiful. And I could have used this one actually, but I decided to use the blue so it looks like he is flying through the sky. 4 by 2 3/4. And again, we are just going to, is that better, too? Okay, you're welcome. Lay this on this layer. Make sure it's even. All right. All right, so there is that layer. Now what I'm going to do is pop this up, and I'm going to actually get rid of these. Just cut these so it's not laying on the desk anymore. And then we'll add a few more. So we're going to pop this up. And we're going to center it right here on our card. So there is our card base. Yes, I don't have those dies. I didn't get those deckled dies. Or, yeah, decked. All right. So, like I said, I did die cut our little gator. I also, to save us some time, I die cut some clouds. And this is a die within the set, and then I die cut some balloons that are also included in the Zoo Crew. Okay. Now for the balloons, I'm going to turn them over onto the wrong side. I am going to grab some seal, and I'm just going to put a little bit of seal on the back of these balloons. Let me get that up because everything's going to stick to it. All right, now they're going to stick to me. All right, so we have our 3 balloons. Then I'm going to take some twine, and I'm actually going to just lay it right there on the back of the balloon. And we're just going to put those aside for 1 minute. Let's grab our clouds first. So in case our balloons get in the way of the clouds, at least they'll be covering the clouds. So we're going to put one here, and I adhered it down with some glue. I'm going to grab another one, and let's put this one, we'll put it here this time. And for the last one, I'm going to add a dimensional. And I just have to make sure that it stays within that die cut. And we'll put this one right about there. Okay? Now we can take care of our balloons. I have the little one with the stars, like I did for the background. I'm just going to add some glue and lay that right down on the front of the card. Now it is going to be, there's going to be the string in the center, so it will not lay flat. For the other 2 balloons, we're going to use some dimensionals. And I'm going to use actually this picky tool. So we'll put one here and one here. Pull our card back in, and we'll have it so that balloon overlaps a little bit. And then we'll just pull this one down to right about there. Now we know this little guy is going to go right about here. So I'm going to put some seal right about here. Come on. Right about there. So I can adhere the strings. I'm going to take this one over. Right there. So now they're at least down onto the front of the card. Okay? And now we can trim off the extra. Let's grab our little crock. And we're going to add some dimensionals to him. I'm going to put one on each of the wheels. One on his head. His tail. We want to make sure that he doesn't get crushed onto the front of the card. And we're going to lay him right here. See, it covers up the edges of those little ties. And it looks like he's carrying those balloons. All right. All right, now we have to do our sentiment. So I'm going to grab some memento. We'll put him aside. I have a piece of basic white, and it is a 1/2 inch wide. And I just have to look at this. It's very close. You'll notice it's close to the top. So I have to make sure that I come down a little bit. Hopefully it's straight. All right. And then we just need to trim this down. Oops. It moved. There we go. All right, so we have our sentiment. I have a piece of lemon lime twist that is 5/8. And let me just see how long this is. 2.5. And I just cut a scrap piece so I could actually just cut it down. I can cut that banner to match. So we're just going to, whoops, adhere this right onto the center. Gotta scoot that up just a hair. And while that's drying, I'm just gonna grab a length of ribbon and get us another bow here. And I think I cut it too short. No worries. I'm just going to use my pick tool. I'm going to grab that tail. And get our bow together. So does anybody know what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow? It's just so crazy. This morning I could have used my winter coat when I took Sheba out. All right, so now I am just going to cut so I have a banner with this piece. Okay. And of course, we're going to grab some dimensionals. And we're going to use this, stick this right here in this empty spot. I'm just going to tuck it under his tail, line it up, making sure it stays within the front. And there's our sentiment. And then we're just going to grab a glue dot. And we're going to stick this ribbon right there on the corner. Just like that. So there is the front of our card. For the inside, we have to make sure we keep it landscape. We have 5 1/4 by 4, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I'm just going to put that aside, grab my scrap paper again, and the lemon lime twist. let's put the memento aside. And we're going to grab, oh, it's in my basket, that banner stamp from the Beautiful Balloons. There's a spot. Just make sure there's no lint. And we're going to ink this up, making sure we get the whole piece, because we're going the whole length, and we're going to stamp and then stamp. And see, I got a piece of it there. That's all right. Now we're going to grab our Starry Sky. And I'm just going to clean this stamp off a little bit. This is some party favors and things. Hey, Kathy. Ah, thank you. 48 when I wake up. 72 by the afternoon. That's nice. All right, so it's got little party things, and I am just going to ink and stamp just to decorate the top of this card a little bit. Whoops. Did it twice and it did the same thing. All right. Just a little bit of confetti for the inside. So let's grab our mat and our seal. Layer it up. And add it to the inside of the card. All right, so there is card number 2. All right, so now let's grab hold of the box. Now again, the dies are perfect, and I did stamp and die cut just to save some time. And I'm going to use some light basic black. And I'm going to color his little mask, making sure I don't go into his little eyes. And you want to be careful, because if your blends are new, it does have a tendency to bleed a little. And then I'm going to use the same black to color over the lines of his tail. And I'm actually just doing it quick and easy. Hopefully I can find this smoky slate and dark smoky slate. Okay, so I'm going to use dark smoky slate, and I'm going to shadow under his head and his little arm, under his hand, under his tail. I'm going to create a little belly, top of his arm. And then I'm going to take the light smoky slate and then just color him in. leaving that center part of his body, or his belly part, so just quick and easy coloring, nothing fancy. Because if you're making a card for somebody and it takes you a long time and you don't have much time, and he is pretty cute, right? Just quick and easy. Yeah, they're cute, right? It's perfect. This is such a cute little set. All right, so let's color these balloons. I'm going to grab some, and again, we're not going crazy. We're just coloring. You don't want to stress yourself out to get your images colored unless you have a lot of time to spend on them. If you do, then color till your heart's content. That used to be my stress reliever until I joined Stampin' Up. Now all I color is my images for my cards and color in my Patreon group. All right, so it's Lemon Lime Twist, Mango Medley, Starry Sky, and Polished Pink. So all I did was give it one coat of the blends. And then if I can, oh, I put it up here. Then I'm going to take my white, it's like a gel pen or paint pen, and I'm going to add a white line to highlight or to put a shine on these balloons. Just quick and easy. All right. Then, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cut out a banner. For shame. So give me 2 seconds. See, here's the banner right here. Get a scrap piece of white. I can't believe I forgot it. Never fails. I always forget something, right? So there's my little banner. And we are going to put happy birthday to you. And I'm going to use the memento. Again, I'm just going to check to see. And that looks pretty straight. So I'm just going to ink up. And I'm going to put it closer to this side and in the center. Hopefully it's straight. And then we're going to grab, just looking, here they are. Grab those musical notes again. And some lemon lime twist. So we're getting everything ready to create our box. And we're just going to add some musical notes to the tag. Now we can put that aside and get our box going. So we're going to start with some Starry Sky. Make some room here. Grab my scissors. are. So we're starting out with a piece that is 9.5 by 4.5. And I scored it at, let me just make sure. Yep. I scored it at 2.5, 3.5, 6, and 7. And then turned it, and I scored it at 1 and 3.5. Okay. So we want to fold and burnish all our score lines. Like that. Let's make some room here. And then our sides. Okay. So for this first little box, we're actually going to cut it, and I like to make sure I cut that bump out, and then we're going to miter it to make our tab. Okay. Let's get these pieces out, and then turn it, and we're going to do this tab exactly the same way. So make sure that score line is cut out, miter the tab, and that's what we have so far. Okay. Now, when we get up to this area and this rectangle, we're actually going to cut this rectangle completely off. And I'm going, like I said, to the right of that score line and then to the left of this, because we want to cut that score line out. For this tab, we're going to cut down this way. And then we're going to miter those corners. All right, so we have our tab here, and we have our tab here. So when we get to this side, if you can remember not to cut that tab off, we can stay to the left of this score line. So we cut it out, and we can go right down to the second score line, but just cut off that rectangle. And then here's our tab, and we just want to miter those corners. Okay, so here is our top and our front, and here's our tabs. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that our tabs and this piece is on the outside. I know it doesn't really work the other way, because then our tab is on the inside like that. I guess it would work. I think I'll do it that way. So this way we don't have that fold in the front of our card. So we're just going to add some glue to these two tabs. And I'm actually going to adhere this two sides that are attached to the front or the lid. And you want to make sure that the ends are flush. Nice and flush. And if you use too much glue, it'll take a little bit longer to dry. All right. So there is that piece right there. Here's the front of the box. I'm going to make sure I add glue, and you could use tear and tape, or you could use your Seal Plus. And I'm going to just make sure I add the glue right to the top of that side there. And we're going to close it up and make sure it adheres really well, so it doesn't look odd for that tab. Okay. I'm going to grab my bone folder, make sure this is really attached nicely. Here's our tabs, and then the box closes up just like this. Oops. Oh, there we go. Just going to fold that a little bit better. All right, there we go. All right, so there's our little box. Now we have all our pieces to decorate this box. We have some lemon lime twist, 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, designer series paper, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. I decided to put the stars underneath the flap. So we're just going to line these up. The white pen is Artistro, and it's an extra fine tip water-based painter, white painter. I've used gel pens in the past, and I just never have had any luck with gel pens. I know people have used them and they have no trouble with them. I have trouble with them all the time. All right, and then this one, oh, I'm running late tonight, ladies. I'm sorry. We're going to layer this one up, and this is going to be for this front flap, but I'm actually going to, we probably won't see them because of our little raccoon, but I am going to continue with the centers. At least everything matches, and the little leaves. Okay. And then we can adhere this right to the front. All right. Now let's line up our sides. And these are 3/4, I believe. Yep. 3/4 by 2 3/8. And this should be 5/8 by 2 1/4. And these are for the tops and the sides. So we're just adhering them together. Yes, I never have any luck with my pens. So I got that on Amazon. All right, so I'm just going to do, of course, we have to do the sides we can't really leave it out. I was going to, but we have to do them. Open the wrong side. So just add a little bit of color. All right. So now we can add these to the sides of our box. And when I put them on, I wanted to at least see that it's even. And one here. Boy, it's awful quiet in there. I wonder if Bill fell asleep. All right. And then, oops, one right here on the top. Let's grab our little raccoon and our little banner. I'm actually going to add some glue to the side of him, and we're going to stick him right on the edge of that banner. Let's turn him over. Grab those dimensionals, and we want to make sure that the dimensionals don't end up off the side front of the box. So we'll just put 3. And we're going to add him right about there. Let's grab our ribbon. And look at this. I don't like tying bows and wrapping at the same time, and I've done it twice tonight. So I'm using it so we can hold this box closed. So let's just stick it under his tail. And let's cut the ribbon. Make sure it's straight. I'm actually going to do it on this side and just flip it. And then we're just going to tie our bow. And I know I'm doing it on the back, but it's easier so I don't have to, so I don't ruin my little raccoon. I'll just pull the ribbon around to the front. And this way. Can cut the little blade, those ends. And we have our little box. I don't know what the heck happened to this stupid thing. And our ballerina. And our little gator. So I hope you liked tonight's projects. 45? Holy moly, Margaret. I didn't know that. That's incredible. Wow. So I hope you liked tonight's cards. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I gotta see if I can fix this crazy camera. It's driving me crazy. I will be back. Hopefully I'll get it. There it goes. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do the ribbon video tomorrow. I know we have a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, so maybe I'll do it in the morning. And I will see you on Sunday with our Simple Saturday Stepped Up Sunday card. Have a great rest of the week. I'll have a blog post posted tomorrow with the measurements for tonight's cards. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night. Bye bye.